we're gonna move on and talk about some Demon Slayer.
Yes.
Max.
The best part of my, I guess, week, or my past week has been getting into Demon Slayer. And you want me to I'll just get right into it.
How did you find it? Why did you start watching it? What was the story?
Yeah, for sure. I think mainly because every convention I went to, every Comic Con I went to, every time I went into the comic shop, every time I was on Twitter or Instagram, I saw nonstop Demon Slayer merch, posters, artwork, manga, clips, people reviewing it and saying, and then the other thing too was that huge film that came out, and it's the biggest. Here, I have the let me see if I can pull up the actual stats, but the film that came out in October was the highest grossing anime film and Japanese film of all time.
Wow.
So that was the movie Mugen Train, and that was the Demon Slayer film that actually came out,
right,
because they have the series. But I've been watching the 26 episode series. I think I'm on episode 10 now, so forgive me if I mess anything up that I haven't seen yet. But so far, the one thing that I've really enjoyed and really noticed is that the Japanese do a very great job of storytelling in terms of creativity and getting a message across. And the message is never over the head. It's never beaten over the head. You never feel like you're weighed down by what they're trying to message to you. And even when you do, even if it is kind of heavy-handed, the message is always just about good moralistic values of just being a good person. It's never, cultural or political or societal. It's always just values, sacrifice, courage, strength in times of sorrow, going through difficulty. Like, if you guys have watched the show, or if anyone hasn't watched the show, I'll let you know, our hero, who is our protagonist from what I can tell these first 10 episodes, Tanjiro, the first, I'd say 5 episodes is Tanjiro going through struggle. Like, Tanjiro gets no quarter. He is given nothing. He's seen a horrific incident happen to close people in his life. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything. And so then he has to leave his town and go, is given the opportunity to potentially become part of the Demon Slayer Corps, which I thought was also a pretty cool aspect. But it really is just this great fight of good and evil. Super simple. The antagonists, your evildoers, are never like, oh, well, maybe they have some sort of thing going on that maybe they have some internal struggle. Like, no, they're just bad guys, which is great, because then all you want to do for your heroes is kill them.
Hold on for a second. Sorry. Speaking of bad guys.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a
Look
party
who
now.
it is.
Bring that man up. Bring that up. Put me on the bottom. Put Snow up on the top, man. Let's put Jolly. Let's put Jolly in a place of honor here. I'll do it. There
he is.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Jolly.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I had to pay my prostitute, and all I had was change. I was down in the nickels.
Wow.
Yeah. It took a while.
How long did that take?
Yeah.
Well, they're expensive, so it was a lot. I had to empty out my whole change bucket that I keep next to the laundromat.
And
What's up, Jolly? How
do you
you
have
doing?
pockets, Jolly?
Yeah. No, I got a coat. Yeah, I keep change in my pockets. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised with that pimp hand that you're paying anything anyways.
Well, no, they pay me, and then I give them their change.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Right.
I love it. It's kind of like us with Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah. They hand me $100
Wait, what?
bills, and I hand them back spare change.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I got to feed them, get a hot dog and maybe a Polar Pop from Circle K.
Wow.
What more can you ask for? That's a night out.
Yeah. I like to treat my ladies. Treat them right. I even let them get a little bit of that cheese sauce sometimes on the hot dog when I'm feeling a little spendy.
That's generous.
Yep.
Cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce goes a long way with the ladies.
Yeah. Well, you got to pay extra for that. That's not one of the regular condiments like ketchup or mustard.
They go
Unless you know a guy.
Yeah.
Right.
What would your Yelp review of this lady of the night be?
Jesus.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Jolly, that's Flaccid Phoenix down there.
Oh. Oh, I see
So
it now.
what would you leave the Yelp review of this scenario you're describing to us?
Yelp review.
I'm saying if you had to describe it. Yeah, it was a Yelp review.
Jolly's Horror House was full of fun, legless, and interesting proteges. The legless ones were even more fun because they were half off.
This is so much better when it's not on my channel. This is so much better when it's not on my channel.
Hey, it's fine.
We call those spinners.
Hartley Dave says, Grover, do you like metal?
Wow.
I am not Grover. He's actually a cousin on the mom's side. Yeah, but we're in the same family.
Okay.
Yeah. I like some metal. I like hip hop. I like funk. I like all kinds of music except for country. Yeah.
I was gonna bring that one up. Thanks, Corey. I promise we'll get back to Demon Slayer. Don't worry.
Oh, no
For
worries,
now.
man.
But now we have an entrance here, so.
I didn't know. I could talk about Demon Slayers. Is that like a game or something?
No, I want to hear you say what you think it is and then explain it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a horror movie. Like if I first heard it, I would say that'd be a horror movie.
Okay.
Maybe a cool one with somebody that goes at like a Van Helsing type character. Maybe I don't know.
Nice.
Like a
Am I
Blade.
close? Am I onto something here? I don't know.
You're about 15% right.
Yeah. 15% is pretty.
Well, if
accurate.
Brandon's here, maybe it's anime.
This one's actually not being done by me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know, shocking.
We have some gimmick infringement happening here tonight with Max and Demon Slayer. It's all good. Yeah.
It's all good. Brandon is probably like listening to me talk about it and just cringing. He's like, "No, actually, this is what you should be talking about." So I'm very much, though I'm not a normie in terms of like the Lord of the Rings franchise or the Marvel franchise and stuff like that. In manga and anime, I am much more of a normie than anything else. So it's cool to kind of enter this space and like honor it as I would the other film series, So it's been really cool to like be immersed in that and really, enjoy it.
Let me shout out. We have Cajun Corey Rourke in the house. Hail to another Corey. Hail to you, brother. It's great to see you.
So, Jolly, do you watch anime?
Yeah, I partake in a little bit here and there. Yeah.
What do you like?
I'm kind of old school. Brandon knows this. Like one of my favorites is Fist of the North Star. I think that's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Classic.
And of course, Ninja Scroll. I think that could be one of the greatest movies ever made if they did a real life adaptation of it. But you'd have to get like the perfect director, like Quentin Tarantino or something, right? Let's see what else. Oh, me and Brandon just did a video where we're talking about Afro Samurai.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I loved Akira. Spirited Away was interesting. Ghost in the Shell was pretty cool. I've seen most of the big name ones. The more market ones that have been around. The ones that are kind of on the top of everybody's list. I've seen all those. You start getting into the more fan-based material that's not as popular, then I get kind of clueless. I don't know all that stuff as much.
I'm right there with you, Jolly. I know the basic stuff, the major stuff, and
Right.
Brandon's the guy you go to for everything else.
Oh yeah, he wrote me a list. Like literally, there's like 60 different things I need to watch. And I was like, you do realize that I'll probably die before I end this list.
I'm in the same place. I get overwhelmed. I really do. I really, really do. I think it was you, Jolly, though, that told me to watch. What was it? Van Helsing? Is that the one?
For
Or,
anime, it probably
yeah,
Ninja
yeah.
Scroll. I
Oh
probably
no,
ought-
it was Ninja Scroll. That was the
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
wanna-
one to start with.
I want to
Yeah.
watch that. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, I mean, Harley Dave calls it tentacles or no tentacles. That's the question. That's what we really need to know.
We've got
I gotta find a new avatar with the tentacles coming out just for you, Harley Dave. I'm gonna find one and do that for you.
That's what I was gonna say. We have Rosie Gamgee with limericks in the chat right now.
Yeah, she's been dropping them like they're hot. Very excellent. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you.
There was once a man named Rourke who preferred jambalaya to pork. What went up to a cook and asked for his book on how to catalog a spork.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
really good. That's
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
Tell me more. I want to hear more from Max about
I do too.
anime. I really, really do. And then we'll
Yes.
pivot back.
Lay it on
I
us.
want to hear from Max.
I think I pretty much, covered as much as I can, without spoiling anything and without, seeing the entire series, because I don't want to start saying like, and this character's fantastic, and then Brandon over here is like, so you haven't seen the whole series though, so something might happen. So all I can say is I've been very excited to be into this whole new world. Because the animation is just like otherworldly. It's fantastic. The characters are compelling. And the thing that stuck out to me the most was just the struggle, was the constant struggle Tanjiro has to go through, where the first 5 episodes, I'm glued to my screen and I want this guy to win because he has a heart of gold. He has tenacity. All he wants to do is protect others and protect his sister and everything. So I was just enthralled with that. Whereas like now, you don't get that struggle. Like in this new Thor film, what's her name? Female Thor is going to have the hammer without any type of struggle. She's not going to have to go through any type of heroic moment. She's just going to have it and just be like, because I'm better. And
You mean
Tanjiro-
Vagine Thor?
Yes, thank
Jane.
you.
Jane Foster.
Ugh.
Well, Jane Foster is what
Foster.
I don't know what's worse, Jane Foster or female Thor, because
Oh yeah.
Jane
both
Foster
bad.
is correct, but female Thor is what people don't like us to call her, but that's what she
Well,
is.
She's the mighty Thor on the action figures.
That's
She's the mighty Thor, not just Thor, the mighty Thor.
and the
Idea what? Cleaning the toilets?
Ooh.
Obviously not making a sandwich. Come on.
Yeah, no
that's a
sandwiches were made.
superpower.
No,
No.
sandwiches
Yeah.
were harmed in the making of that
No.
movie.
I would bet Natalie Portman's never made a sandwich.
No, I think you're probably
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I just want
So
to say
yes,
I disavow
Jolly.
this conversation. I've now put up my
Oh.
my pride
Oh
flag.
no,
Disavow.
No,
Disavow. Go ahead.
shills will shill.
That's right.
That's all right. That's-
Yes, I would say for Jolly and the man with the hand up Jolly's ass, Demon Slayer would be good for you and the Snow Kid, because it, as far as what type of age level, right at about the 13-14, they should be okay to watch it. So you'd enjoy it. It does have a ton of violence, plus as Max was saying, Tanjiro does not have it easy. He works for everything, and not just him. Everyone else around him, from his let's just say a graduating class, they all struggle. They all get their asses handed to them, and they all about die at certain points throughout the show. But you do get to see a familiar bond between him and his sister, since they're the only ones left from the initial incident. So, yeah, MVP, take it away, and yeah.
No, man, you hit the nail on the head. It really is. It's great for all ages, like above, like you said, probably 13, 14, right around that age.
Yeah, right around that age.
Because you get the humorous moments, but you also get really fantastic moments of like more depth and more meaning. So it's not by any stretch of the imagination to be called like, very theological or philosophical or anything, because the ideas that are expressed in this are much more like I said earlier, about like heroism, sacrifice, loss, very basic human characteristics that we all go through, but it's how to overcome a lot of these and how to portray a lot of these. So that's why I think it's just beautifully done, because nothing hits you over the head. The morals and values are very basic, and they're very true and genuine, and the artwork and the visuals are fantastic. So recommend. It's definitely nothing like Cowboy Bebop or Trigun. Like, it's definitely very different from that, but still really enjoyed it, because Cowboy Bebop and Trigun are my favorite two anime shows, I guess you could say. But
Short series. Yeah,
yes, thank you. Yeah,
they're from that time frame where there's about 6 different shows that make up 2 different sets of triumvirates, as I call them. The first triumvirate for me, from the late 90s, when things really came to a head and exploded and made anime as popular as it is Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, and Berserk. But there's also Outlaw Star. That's one of that a lot of other people really like, and
that was a little bit earlier, right?
Outlaw Star was just a little later, and the original Hunter Cross Hunter also came out in '99. So there's a bunch of them from that 97, 98, 99, done by Sunrise and Studio Gonzo, I believe, was one of them. Of course, anything that Pioneer brought over as OVAs was gold. They did not do a bad one, and they were the kings of 90s anime. There's a ton of them from that time frame that are great.
Had recommended Outlaw Star, so he said it's a lot like Firefly. Is that right? Outlaw Star?
I haven't seen it. I have not seen Outlaw Star. I also I've it's on the list, and I know I'm getting hounded by a few people to see it, but I also need to see Space Dandy. He's a dandy guy in space.
It writes itself, I guess.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Okay, sorry.
Is Demon Slayer historically accurate, like Braveheart?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
It's funny that you say that. And Brandon, tell me if this ever took you away from it. But it's funny because I have the verisimilitude of this. I have no problem kind of throwing my brain away for a while and being like, okay, these things are demons. They exist in this world. You have these power sets. You have a Demon Slayer core. Very fantasy, very sci-fi, like nothing of this world. But I see Tanjiro with the wooden backpack and what's her name inside the wooden like backpack, and his sister, and I always go like, dude, that thing has got to be so heavy. There's no way he's running with his sister on his back like that. But it's funny because I can accept everything else, but for some reason I'm like, that's got to be really heavy. But that's just a minor historical inaccuracy. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry guys, my cat and dog are fighting like cats and dog. If you can hear that, I'll try to stay muted a bit. They really are fighting, right? Yeah, they're fighting right there. Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
All right, good. Okay, sorry. Go on then.
Yeah, that's once you get a little further into the show, he actually finally does leave the countryside. If you were just watching this, just those first 10 episodes or so, you would say this is more in the, let's say, the 1800s. Mm-hmm. This actually takes place more like in 1920. Because once he finally does leave, he goes to Tokyo, and Tokyo has electricity and 20s cars. And people dressed in 20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's a good one. I do thoroughly enjoy it, and to your point about this the style that is done is the serious style, but when they do go into the lighter heart moments, they do change it up to the more comical style. And some people don't like that. It doesn't bother me as much, but that's something that has taken root and is more prevalent in modern anime within the past 5-8 years than it was prior.
With like the eyes and how the the face then kind of takes a different shape based off their emotions and stuff.
Yes.
I think it's a lot of fun. Like when I see that, it doesn't take me out of it at all. It gives you the indication we're now kind of in much more of a lighthearted moment.
Exactly.
So,
and his sister's name is Nezuko. It takes me a while to remember.
Yes.
Tanjiro's name always it's hard for me to keep that triggered in the mind. But yeah, Tanjiro and Nezuko, the only survivors of their family.
Yeah, and with how many shows there are and how many names that we are like unfamiliar with, like if it was John and Stacy, I'd be able to remember that. But Tanjiro and Nezuko are so different for me as someone who isn't used to Japanese names. It's like I have to constantly go, okay, who are our characters now? But yeah, I think the whole premise is really cool. Like I said, the Demon Slayer core and everything, like that there are these like master class warriors out there protecting people. It's badass.
Is there another anime that's very similar to this that maybe I've heard? Because I've never seen Demon Slayer. Is there something maybe more mainstream, more popular?
No, this is about as mainstream as it gets. I'm going to say the Prime Minister of Japan, the current one, is a massive Demon Slayer nut, and he threatened Western companies if they try to interfere too much with their shitty dubbings. So tasty.
I mean, like I said, to be fair, this film, the Demon Slayer film that came out, blew everything out of the water. And as you guys can see here, like the animation style and the art style is really, really cool.
Didn't it hit number 1 at the box office?
Yeah,
it did.
It did in Japan. It was massive in Japan, and it did very well here in the States for the limited run that it had.
Yeah. Because I even remember like Gary and those guys talking about it on Friday Night Tights, and they were like, "What the hell is Demon Slayer? Why do we keep hearing about this?" And it was because it was blowing everything out of the box office, like Marvel films and everything. Like people were going in droves to watch this film. So I'm waiting until the end of the series to watch the movie.
Here's some of the members of the Demon Slayer Corps that you eventually meet, and yeah, some of them are nice to Tanjiro, and some of them are not so nice to Tanjiro. But out of all of them, I like him. He's awesome, and he loves his food. And when he loves his food, he goes tasty.
Tasty. I cannot wait, dude. I'm so excited.
So
I actually. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to ask if you guys could say, what do you think it is about this anime that made it blow up so quickly?
Man.
Brandon, do you want to take that one?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure what it was about this that struck the chord. I'm just looking at just a quick blurb about it. It's only been out for about 5 years or so. It already has 150 million copies in circulation. Most animes that have been going for 20 plus years don't even have that many out there. So there is something about this show and about this manga that just grips everybody in. And yeah, it came out at the right time, and it just struck the proper chord.
I think too, it's very easily digestible. Like I said, for someone who has watched Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Outlaw Star, like things that were on Cartoon Network that I remember watching like as a kid, that were very easily accessible. This is also very easily accessible and digestible. So for me as a normie to this realm, to this world, I was able to jump right in and really just like kind of get engaged with these characters. You're automatically put into this world. So like I said, the story and I don't want to call it messaging because that sounds like they're trying to preach to you. I want to call it like the moral lessons. You know what I mean? That you learn through this are just very, very overarching, like great characteristics of people. So that's probably why I think it's been such a huge hit.
The colors are next level too. They really pop in those images you were showing.
Yeah, they do have a different color palette to them than most of them, and I can never pronounce the name right. The Tad that shouldn't be. Yep. The comment is, Demon Slayer is probably going to join big franchises like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, Macross, Naruto, and a couple of others in terms of economic impact. Very much so. Selling 150 million copies of this short of a run is very impressive, and it does have the potential to really be one of the big ones that either sticks around, or if it doesn't stick around, one that everyone talks about as a top 5, top 10 all time, all eras, right up there with shows like Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is that one is a little on the philosophy heavy side towards the end. So
I did watch that series.